Hey guys, it's Sarah Baska. What's up? If you came here to laugh, you probably won't. I tried to film a funny video, an entertaining video, something that'll make y'all giggle, but I couldn't. Just because I have so much on my mind and I seriously can't even be in the right mindset to make a funny video. I kind of wanted to be real with you guys and tell you guys what's going on in my life. I have not been feeling myself lately. In fact, this whole past year has been really hard for me. It's really hard for me to open up in general, so opening up about this to like my entire audience is even weirder. But you guys are seriously, I look at you guys like friends. You guys have seen me ever since I was 16. You've seen me grow up. You've seen me mature. You guys do deserve to know what's going on in my life. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always been making videos. Ever since I was 8, 9, 10. I've always had a camera in my hand. You know those little like flip cameras? I'll post one right here. But that was my first video camera. And I was so stoked on that shit. Like, I would bring it everywhere. I would film all my friends at school. I would film my family just for no reason. And me and my friends would always make little music videos on there. It was just a good time. I loved my little flip camera, you know? And when I got that camera, I knew that like making videos was all I ever wanted to do. So me and my friends would just always do that. That's how we spent our pastime. I was able to express myself in that way, and it was really fun. And ever since I was little, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to be in front of a camera, just entertain people. And I would watch YouTube as a kid. I would watch YouTube videos way more than TV. You know, I would watch like YouTubers that I like know in real life now when they were like the OG YouTubers, you know, and I would watch them make music videos and stuff. And I was like, oh, I really want to do that. I've always wanted to be like them, you know. And so I would try to. I would like actually like try to make videos like them, and I would post them on my little channel. I can't remember what my name was called. I think it was called Sarah B, like with a bunch of E's, like the actual insect. Because I thought it was clever and cute. I always looked up to them and I wanted to be like them. And for some reason, I thought, one day I'll be like that. One day people will watch my stuff and actually care about me, you know? When I was 16, 16 was such a bad age for me just because I didn't know who I was as a person. And 16 is kind of that age in high school where you start to feel that pressure, like you need to know what you have to do with your life. And your high school teachers, they're like, oh, well, you're almost a junior, then you'll be a senior, and then you'll be in college. You know, like, high school is already a stressful time as it is. I know this lighting is horrible, but I'm filming on my laptop. I tried filming on my camera, it felt unorganic to me. You know, in high school, I really struggled with my true passions, what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to do film. I love cameras, so I was kind of going into the route of like going to film school, trying to do cinematography, maybe editing, because I've always been good at editing videos ever since I was little. It's just something that's so natural to me. When I was 16, I was kind of feeling stuck, like kind of doubting myself, like, is it possible for like girls to be good at film and editing? You know, when you're 16, you're insecure. Also at 16, I was also insecure about so many other things, you know. I was insecure about my body. I was so insecure about the way I looked. And so many people would tell me like, "Sarah, you're pretty. Like, what are you talking about?" But when you're alone in your room and it's just you and the mirror, you can't help but pick out things about yourself that you don't like and that you want to change. And you see people at school, like you see girls at school and you see that they get attention by guys, and you're starting to question, like, why don't guys ever give me attention? Like, why don't guys ever like try to talk to me? What is it about me that they don't like, And I've noticed that every time I would like a guy in high school, they would always friend zone me, and it just really made my self-confidence just plummet. It was so bad. Like, I seriously hated it. Every time I would talk to a guy, like, they would pretend like they liked me, and then at the end of the day they would just break it off and like another prettier girl than me, you know. So it just really made me so down on myself, and I just had a really hard time in high school building confidence and loving myself for who I was. And I would always see my friends, and all my friends would have boyfriends, and they would always be so cute with their boyfriends at school, and they would always go off, and I would always have to hear about their boy problems, and I would just sit there like, I wish I had any type of boy problem. So because of that, I would go to social media every day after school. I would go online, and I was obsessed with One Direction. And the people in my life and the people that have known me since I was 16 know that about me. And I still love Harry Styles. He's my boy. I will support him and the other boys till the end. But my main focus in high school was 1D. And as sad as that sounds, like, you guys can judge me all you want, but all the people that watch me and have fan accounts for me and like have fan accounts for like Ariana Grande and Fifth Harmony, I totally understand you guys because that was me. I totally get that. Like, I know what it's like loving a celebrity so much, where you just want to be a part of a community where we all love the same person and we all understand each other, because we feel like no one else understands us. At school, like, a lot of people play sports and a lot of people do band and a lot of people do this, and like, you kind of feel like you don't really belong, and so you kind of go to social media and you find other people that have the same interests in you, and you bond with them and you become friends with them and you make friends online. And it's really comforting, like, going on your phone and like knowing that you have people to talk to when at school you feel like you don't have anybody. Because I was also the new kid in high school, and I was also really shy. The thing about me was, I'm shy at first, and I still am like this to this day. And you guys probably never understand that just because I'm so like online. But in real life, I'm pretty shy, and it takes a lot. People kind of have to crack me open, And that's something that I've been dealing with my entire life. I've always been shy. I don't know. I just really felt like I didn't have a lot in common with other kids at my school. They were really worried about different things. They were talking about sex. They were talking about dating. They were talking about giving guys blowjobs, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I just want to go home and watch SpongeBob, I was a really late bloomer in that sense. And that's okay. Like, I tried liking guys, and I had my first kiss when I was 15, but I was scared out of my freaking mind. I literally like wanted to cry after I kissed him, I just wasn't ready for any of that stuff yet. And I'm realizing now that that's okay. And I'm really, now that I look back on it, I'm glad that I didn't force myself into doing things I didn't want to do. I knew myself enough to know that I wasn't comfortable doing certain things and hanging out with certain people, and so you just kind of have to know yourself in that sense and not let people peer pressure you in that way. So when I was 16, and whenever I felt really alone and I felt like no one cared or no one wanted to care, I would kind of go to social media, and I noticed that Vine was like the new app that everyone was into. So I went to Vine to express my feelings about Harry Styles. And I was a very sexually frustrated 16-year-old just because I've never done anything with a boy besides like kiss like one or two guys, but that was it. And whereas all my friends are having sex, and I never was into that. So I really I expressed my sexual frustration on Harry Styles just because I was so in love with Harry Styles. Still am. Don't get me wrong. I would go to Vine and I would say some really provocative things about Harry. Things that I wouldn't say out loud to even I would say it to like my closest friends, but not just like anyone, like people in my class wouldn't hear me like say like, oh, Harry's so daddy, I want him to, fuck me until, I would say shit like that on Vine, and I would have no filter about it. I would just say just the most absurd things about Harry and One Direction in general, you know. I went on Vine and I blocked everyone from my town just so I could like have that peace of mind knowing that this was kind of like my diary. I literally used Vine as like my diary and also like my creative outlet where I could just like be myself because I felt like I couldn't be myself around literally anyone besides like my close friends, you know, and my family. I have such a big personality. My sense of humor was so ridiculous that I just didn't think that anyone could really handle my sense of humor. So I went online with it because I couldn't see the people that were watching me, you know. And I started making vines and just for fun, I started to get really big. It kind of freaked me out, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, I'm funny. Like people think I'm funny for once. I never thought that anyone really cared about me. And then when I would go on Vine and I would make a Vine and people would comment all these really nice things and they would think I'm funny, like it gave me some type of confidence that I never really experienced before. I just loved that. I was like, yes, like people actually care about me, and I like felt loved. People from school would come up to me and be like, Sarah, is this you? And like show me one of my crazy vines of me saying some ridiculous shit that I would never say at school, and I'd be like, haha, yeah, like how embarrassing. I'd be like super embarrassed about it. I started getting so big where people would just come at me all the time at school. Like, hey, kind of Sarah, you know, like, why'd you block me? Because I literally blocked everyone, and I'm just like, all right, I have a Vine account. Okay, you caught me, you know, like, sorry I blocked you, dude. I'm just insecure as fuck. Like, and they thought that I was like too cool, you know, so I like block people. I don't want anyone like watching my shit, but that's really not what it was at all. Everyone knew that I had a Vine account at this point, so I just unblocked everyone. I'm like, okay, secret's out, whatever. And so after I started to get a big following on Vine, I was like, I'm gonna take this following and transfer it to YouTube. I wanna, you know, kind of create a career out of this. And I started to build my following on YouTube. I've always wanted to become a YouTuber, you know? I've been watching YouTubers since I was little. After I graduated high school, that's kind of where stuff kind of got all weird for me, because when you graduate high school, you're kind of like, oh shoot, you're either going to college or you're just gonna be working. I was really struggling because my parents really wanted me to go to college. To make my parents happy, I went to college for 1 semester. I wasn't super big on YouTube, but I had a good amount of subscribers. People knew who I was in my town. So going to college for me was hard because people would always stare at me. I don't want to sound like I'm some celebrity going to college, but you know, like for Oregon, not a lot of people are okay, pretty much like no one is in my position. So I always felt like people were watching me, and they were. And like it doesn't bother me when people come up to me. I love it. I'll talk to you. Like you know, it's super chill. I love the people that do come up to me. But it was kind of just affecting my learning process. You know, I would just be sitting in class, like, kind of thinking, like, I wonder how many people, like, know me here. I've always had ADD, so, like, I would be distracted easily, and I just could never really focus. And so, a classroom environment, especially during that time, was not for me, and it just made it really difficult for me to learn. I just felt like I was wasting time and money, so I ended up dropping out of college. And I know what you're thinking, like, oh, another college dropout YouTube star, like, typical, like, we've heard it all. But this is when shit gets real. I'm about to get real with y'all right now. So after I dropped out of college, that sounds so harsh, okay? After I stopped going to college, I became I got really depressed. I honestly felt like I let my parents down when I dropped out of college because my sister was in college, she was doing her thing, and like my parents really wanted me to go that route. I developed an eating disorder. It was just so bad. Like my mental health was really cloudy, and I felt hopeless. Like there was nothing I could do to like feel better again. I like didn't really have a schedule. I was making enough money to like be a human being and pay my bills and get my shit done. But then also it's like I don't have a schedule, like I don't have anywhere to go every day. I was also in that mindset where I would feel guilty seeing people working their asses off every day at jobs, 9 to 5, seeing my parents work so hard, and then me just like making a YouTube video, and then that was it, and then I would get paid like more than my parents. I was in such a bad funk where I wasn't really passionate about anything besides making videos, and and that's okay. Like YouTubers, like that's their entire life, like making videos and being on YouTube, and that's totally cool. As much as I love making YouTube videos, like it is literally my passion, I just started to lose sight of my other passions and just other things that I wish I could learn and do and just explore. Other than YouTube, like I love music, I love singing, I love instruments, and I just never really thought about taking the time to learn an instrument or like try to make music as well. And as I'm gonna be exploring these new things, these new passions, I just want to explore so much shit. I want to travel, I want to do a lot. As I'm doing all the new shit, I'm still gonna be making videos. I'm not gonna stop making videos. I love it too much. I've realized how many people I do touch every day, and how many people I've helped. You guys send me so many messages like, Sarah, like your videos literally saved my life. Like I don't know where I would be without your videos. Like I'm so depressed. I have so many family issues. Like you guys literally pour your hearts out to me. So I know that I do help so many people. But the thing is though, the people in my town don't understand that what I do is I help people feel better. They think that what I do is kind of a joke, and they kind of make a joke out of my situation, and they're like, "Oh, Sarah's YouTube famous," like, and they kind of just like make me feel like shit for what I do. And this past year, like I've been feeling that, like every time I like go to a party, people that I've known from high school, they're like, "Oh, Sarah, how does it like to be YouTube famous now?" And it's just like, yeah, I actually like help a lot of people overcome depression, and it's like actually like really cool like what I'm doing. And a lot of people don't see that at all. They just kind of look what I do as a joke. Obviously, when I'm in front of a camera by myself, like I'm like my complete weird self, and then when I hang out with people in person, I'm more reserved, I'm chiller, but I'm still like funny, crack a few jokes, but I'm obviously more like chill. I feel like people would kind of watch my videos that knew me from high school, and they're like, "Oh, I feel like she's kind of putting on this persona and just kind of being fake," when I've always been super crazy, just like the people that really know me like know that side of me. I'm still growing and becoming an adult, and I'm also in that part of my life where I'm transitioning into an adult. So I'm trying to get my shit together in that sense. And like also like my transition into moving and all that shit. And with that, like I'm so excited to move. I'm so excited to be around people that inspire me every day. That do the exact same thing that I do, that are trying to do the things that I'm doing, that want to learn the same things that I want to learn. And so it's going to be really cool being around people like that. And I'm just ready to move. Ashlyn's going to be moving with me too, and I'm so excited for that. And we're just going to be able to be creative every day together and just create new shit and just put shit out all the time and not feel stuck in our little towns, because Ashlyn feels the exact same way as me. She lives 2 hours away from me, and she's literally in the exact same position. So I'm just so grateful. So the point of this whole video is I'm so grateful for this platform, and I want to do more with it. And I know I've been slacking, and just because I've been trying to like get my mind right again, and I've been trying to find more things that I love to do, and I'm trying to do them, and I'm trying to be the best person I can be. When you're in a depressed state of mind, it's hard to get out of that. It's so hard, especially when you feel like no one cares and like no one can relate to you. That's how I've been feeling. So it's hard for me even to talk to my friends about this kind of stuff. It gets to you sometimes, And I've just been feeling that pressure, and I'm realizing now that I don't know what I would do without you guys. Like, You guys are my family. You guys have been watching me since I was 16, since I was a little baby. You guys watched me grow, glow up, low key. Like, I was not feeling myself back then, and now I'm more confident in the way I am and the way I look and just everything. I'm starting to accept my flaws. I'm starting to just accept the little things about me that I hated. I'm trying to get back in the groove of things. Trying to get my mental health back on track, bitch. It's a process. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's dealing with shit right now. I'm going through like these emotions where I'm like liking a guy a lot for the first time. And I've never, experienced this before. It's kind of real to me and like just very different, and I'm trying to like understand these emotions that I'm feeling about that and just like everything else. Going on tour this year, which is crazy, by the way. I can't wait to see all of your little faces and hug you all and tell you guys how much you actually mean to me in person, because it's hard to, vocalize that all the time without coming off annoying, but you guys do seriously mean the entire world to me. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys, and you guys seriously are just helping me get out of this funk, and just like going on Twitter and reading all of your nice words. It's seriously, you have no idea how much that means to me, because I never thought that I would be in this position, because I never thought that anyone cared. I'm going to Playlist Orlando, and that's going to be my birthday weekend, so it's going to be so lit. I honestly can say that I'm so much more confident than I used to be, and it's because of you guys, and it's because of my friends and my family that support me. So thank you so much, and I love you guys. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. If you guys still are here, you guys care, like, illy. Next week, I'll be back in the swing of things. I'm gonna make you guys giggle as shit. We're gonna giggle together. We're gonna have a fun time, okay? It's gonna be fun. And yeah, I love you guys so much.